What up and welcome to the Beneath the Dirt podcast. I'm your host, Ron Bone. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 103 up in here. What's good, everybody? Thank you for tuning in again. Whether you're on YouTube or your favorite podcast listening fucking app, much love. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. All the new listeners and viewers out there, much love. Not much. Well, we got a decent amount of shit to talk about, but not as much in the past couple weeks. So I know a lot of people have been liking them hour-long podcasts. I don't know if this one going to be an hour, but we going to ride it out, see where it ends. And let's fucking kick it off. This week, if you ain't checked it out, I'm up on Speaky Cloud podcast with the homie Mike Sears. Shout out to Mike. And I was joined with Luke the Goon, and we broke down the top 10 a la Zuli Lou songs in preparation for the Mausoleum, dropping in just a couple weeks on October 16th, the brand new album from Zul. Mad hype for that. But we broke down our top 10 songs. I had a lot of fun doing that. These top 10 lists are fun. I love giving the artists their flowers, while I got the chance. Can't always be criticizing or breaking shit down in what could look like a negative light when it's really not. It's all coming out of love. But we broke down top 10 a la Zuli Lou songs. Lee Carver showed love in the Forever Face Alley for the video. That was fucking dope. Much love to Lee Carver. Shout out to Mike Sears for having me on. And shout out to the homie Luke the Goon. He's a mod over there in the Forever Face Alley. And Zul, man, I'm fucking hyped for that Mausoleum, man. Really hyped for that. Still only listened to that Blood, Moon, and Back once. And it'll remain that way. They got a new single coming out soon. We'll talk about it here in a few minutes. I won't even listen to that. I want to go into the Mausoleum. I've already, I said it last week, but I want to go into the new album just fresh. I just want to hear it all for the first time, not hear the singles. I used to like hearing singles before the album to get hyped for the album, but just hearing that the album is coming out now is enough for me. And that goes with any artist that I'm a fan of, Doesn't matter who it is. If I just hear an album's coming out, I'm hyped for it. I ain't even got to hear a single. Especially if I'm a big fan. If I'm on the fence with you, I'm going to peep out the singles and see what kind of direction you're going in. But people like Zul, Twiztid, ICP, Tech Nine, Ill Bill, we'll be talking about him in a few minutes as well. I ain't even got to hear a single. I'm going to peep the album regardless. I don't even care. I'm going to buy it, support it, and either I like it or I don't, is what it is. But just because I love it so much, I don't need to hear music from it. I just need to know that you're putting out an album, and I will support it. So, yeah, hype for that fucking Mausoleum, man. Top 10 list was dope. But let's get into some new releases, some news that popped off this week. New strange music. As they do pretty much weekly, we get some form of new music from Strange Music. JL finally released The Devil Hates Sundays, his new album. I love the cover art. Cover art's dope. I never peeped out JL solo. I did peep out that Dibkiss project with Stevie Stone. I think it was Dibkiss, or was that his first album? I'm not even sure. I think that was his first album. But anyway, I peeped that project that he did with Stevie Stone. That was pretty good. But haven't peeped his solo shit yet. I see a lot of love for this Devil Hates Sunday, though. A lot of people bumping it. I asked people what they be bumping for New Music Friday. And a lot of people said that they're bumping this new JL. So go peep it if you ain't peeped it. If you're a fan of Strange Music and you peep whatever they put out, go peep that. I used to do that, but it got a little bit iffy with me. So I can't be doing that no more. Other Strange Music news. Joey Cool, his new album, dropping October 9th. he put out the track list for his album. 20 tracks, typical long, strange music release. You know, they do charge fucking $18 for a CD, which really in these days ain't bad, but when they first started doing that shit was kind of fucked. They were kind of the first ones to charge a fucking arm and a leg for a physical product. But anyway, we got his track list right here. Features from Mayday, Bodega Bams is on here, Tech Nine, JL, Jerry Robinson, Ritz. Yo, Ritz ain't even signed to Strange Music, but that motherfucker still signed to Strange Music. This dude doing songs with Tech. Tech's on his new album. Ritz all over everybody on Strange Music releases. He's doing that tour. You know, the tour was supposed to be popping off right now with Tech Nine. This dude ain't signed Strange, but it looked like he's still signed. He keeps that affiliation very, very close. Very close. But shout out to Ritz. He's on this new Joey Cool album. Info Gates is on here. Chris Calico. And a few others. People I haven't heard of. But Joey Cool's new album, Coolie High, dropping October 9th. So go peep that. Strange Music, staying busy. Because that's what Strange Music does. Let's get into some psychopathic news or psychopathic related news, because I questioned if psychopathic is even still around. Again, prove me wrong that psychopathic still exists. But anyway, we got the brand new album from Hoodoo, The Red Book, The Houdini Chronicles Part 1 dropped this past Saturday. Fresh ass cover art from Tom Wood again. That shit's dope. I'm seeing people give this album love too. So that's out there on Eardrug Music, not Psychopathic Records. So go peep that if you ain't peeped it. I haven't heard it. I'm not a big fan of Hoodoo. In my personal opinion, dude is mad. It's just, I'm not a fan. I'll just leave it at that. Just not a fan. I don't need to shit on it. Dude gets love. I've seen him perform a few times. Just not a fan. Not for me. But anyway, we also got brand new ABK. ABK comes out of fucking nowhere with a brand new single, a digital single released on thewarriorspot.com only, not up on Apple Music, Spotify, any of those places. His new single, Faded Away, The World Don't Play, taken from the ABK Always Bringing Knowledge release, dropping 2021. So he teased this last year when he was teasing that he was going to drop 3 projects in 1 year, ended up dropping just 1, and this was one of them. The ABK release, Always Bringing Knowledge. And yeah, why the digital single just up on thewarriorspot.com? And it's $3 for a song. Hey, I can't really, I mean, it sucks, $3 for a fucking song, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't even know, but I mean, this dude, he did just drop the Sawed Off mixtape, you know, the Solo Rada album, whatever the fuck. Bootleg as fuck. Bootleg as hell. White cardboard sleeve with the picture or the cover glued to the front of it with a see-through CDR. I can't wait to show that off on the next CD collection update. But man, like, drop it on Apple Music and Spotify. Like, you got to do it how everybody else is doing it, or you could just do it your own way and not sell any fucking singles. I mean, I don't know. Who the fuck am I? Again, just an asshole in his mom's basement on a microphone. But ABK's new single is out there. His last album, official album that he dropped, Medicine Bag, in 2010. It's been 10 fucking years, excuse me, since we got a brand new album from ABK. And since it seems like Psychopathic doesn't exist, I wouldn't expect one anytime soon, other than this Always Bringing Knowledge release. I just love ABK, man. I really do. I was bumping the Medicine Bag as I was prepping this show and, you know, the pre-production of the show, setting everything up. And goddamn, that's a good fucking album. Last Chance is like one of the best ABK songs he ever did. I love that shit. I just want more from the Hatchet Warrior, Anybody Killer, you know? At this point, if he is not on Psychopathic, at least sign to M&E or something. Does it really matter what the label is that your album drops on? No, it doesn't. But it seems like when you have that label, you have more resources to tap into, i.e., better production, better mixing, mastering, artwork for your albums. You have better resources when you have one of these bigger independent labels pushing your shit. Seems like when he's pushing his own shit, the quality suffers a little bit. Go back to the Sawed Off release. We talked about how bad the artwork is, how bad it was pressed. But he did seem to go and spend that little bit of extra money to get a proper mix and master and engineering job on that album because it sounds good. And it is a banging album, banging solo rider album from ABK, the Sawed Off shit. So I would like to see him up his quality. Whether even if he does it by himself, that's fine. You know, he did drop Tampon Juice last year. It just wasn't that good. It just sounded like a rehash of some Lil Jon shit back in 2004, done only 15 years later and not as good. Cover was dope. It wasn't bad. You know? So yeah, he put a little bit of money into that. If he could do that, put that little bit of cheddar, little bit of cheese into his product, if he's not going to go through Psychopathic, Magic Ninja, or some other bigger indie label out there, you know, the fans could tell. I've seen people talking about the physical copy of the Sawed Off album. It's just not a good look. Not a good look. And ABK is better than that. He really is. And like I said, I fucking love ABK. Ever since Hatchet Warrior, Dirty History, Medicine Bag, fire. Even some of his independent shit that he's done on his own. The Devilish EP, the first couple Orange Blacks, those EPs that he did were fucking fire. The Shapeshifter EP, which was supposed to be the prelude to the full-length album, that shit was dope. I hope we get the release of that someday, just to put it out there. Put it out, limited edition, some, I don't even know. But that shit sounded fire. And ABK is better than pushing cheap see-through CDRs. It really is. But I'll digress off the ABK shit for now, but let's get into some Ouija Macc, right? You see the title on the screen right there. Ouija Macc, most consistent on Psychopathic. If Psychopathic is still a thing. Ouija Macc, without a fucking doubt, is the most consistent artist on Psychopathic. I'm just going to go right now with the theory. It's still there, right? Just for the sake of argument, whatever. Dude put out his first project in 2018, Trash Fire, just a few months before Gutter Water. And then he dropped his first official release on Psychopathic in 2018. Since then, he's dropped Water Damage, Resistance, The Walk to Wasteland, Resistance 2, Hell's Hollow tape, the Pretty Ugly mixtape, and the Zodiac EP. That doesn't include projects that he did with Death Plus. I believe he has four projects with Death Plus out there. He has another project out there with, I can't remember dude's name off the top of my head, but I know he's got at least another one project with the dude, I can't think of his fucking name right now. And then he has the 50 Shades of Dead mixtape, which is out there. He dropped that Whoop Whoop single. Video's out the ass. He damn near did a video for at least half the album off Gutter Water. His Star Fox LaFleur was the other dude I was trying to think of. He did a project with him. This dude done dropped like 8 projects since 2018. Not all of them are all that, but I would say at least most of them, at least all his solo shit. Because I never listened to the Star Fox Flair projects that he did with that guy. But I would say all his solo shit he's put out is at least good. At least good. At least a 6 or a 7. If we're going to do it on a scale of 1 to 10, a 6 or a 7. Not bad. Water Damage had a shitty mix to it, ruined a couple songs, as did Resistance Walk to Wasteland, but he fixed it with Resistance 2 Hell's Hollow Tape, which has become my favorite project from him. Better than Gutter Water, in my personal opinion. And Trash Fire. Trash Fire is dope too. But this dude's consistently putting out good music. Super dope. So he's the most easily consistent on Psychopathic. Like I said, dropping videos out the ass. He's dropped like 8 projects since 2018. And he's got his new project. You can see the cover here. The Zodiac EP. 8 tracks. And is not produced by Devereaux. I can't remember the dude's name off the top of my head. I got the CD in my car, so I can't look at the credits. But I like it. It's dope. It's a little bit of a different sound. The Resistance 2 had a dope sound, and it could just be me. Maybe it's not true or not, but it sounded like some of those Pretty Ugly tracks were leftovers from Resistance 2 Hell's Hollow Tape. Still bangers on that tape. It's just the guest features weren't all that good. But anyway, he's got a new producer for this Zodiac EP, and I dig it. It's a new sound for Ouija Macc. Or a different sound, I should say. Maybe not new, but different. And I dig it. I hope when he drops the Wasteland album, he has a bunch of producers contributing to the tape. Shout out to Devereaux. Devereaux killed Hell's Hollow Tape 2 and the Pretty Ugly mixtape. But I would like to see Ouija work with more producers, explore more different sounds as well. That would be dope. Maybe go back to incorporating some auto-tune. Haven't heard much auto-tune from Ouija in a minute. He was doing that a lot with Swagtooth. But back to the Zodiac EP. 8 tracks, 22 minutes. It's a very fast listen. Every track is dope on here. No guest features. My favorite songs on here, Fuckface, early favorites, because it's only been a couple days. Fuckface is dope. Zodiac, I really like that song. Something New, can't even tell. But every track on this EP is fire. Ouija Macc, easily the most consistent artist on Psychopathic. Dude stays busy. Has ill merch drops as well. I just, one complaint that I'll keep saying until we actually get a better is the CDs. They're in cardboard sleeves. Give us a digipack. Minimum. Digipack. I prefer jewel cases because digipacks get fucked up. If you don't take care of them, I'm a collector. I take care of my shit, so as long as I'm not too fucking reckless in the whip trying to change CDs out, I'm good with Digipack as well. But I just like to see him up it up a little bit with his next release. If it's not going to be on Psychopathic, if he's going to drop another one independent, drop it Digipack, jewel case if you can. If not, just no more cardboard sleeves. I'll still support it, still buy it because I fuck with it. Because Ouija Macc is that dude, in my opinion. But I just like to see him up that quality. I think he's better. Then I think the music deserves to be represented better than a cardboard sleeve. I'll say that. But a dope release. If you haven't peeped out that new Ouija, do it. Dude is good. Dude is ill. I like it. So go fuck with it. Let's get into some Ill Bill. Man, this news dropped this week. Ill Bill dropped the cover art and track list for his new album, La Bella Medusa. I believe it's called La Bella Medusa. And the cover art is fucking fire. Ill Bill's one of these dudes that always has Dope artwork. You got the two girls right here on the cover kissing, with the snakes on the head, Medusa. It's La Bella Medusa is the album. Fresh ass cover art. And we got the track list. Let's talk about this track list for a second. Features galore on this motherfucker. This has 12 songs on here and only two songs don't have features on here. But I'm perfectly fine with that. Ill Bill usually has a bunch of features on his albums. I'm trying to think back to like Grammy Awards. Maybe not so much. That was a 5. Ill Bill's dope. Scatterbrain like a motherfucker over here. I'm thinking too many things at once. But let's focus on this fucking track list, right? Should have took my Adderall before the show. But we got DV Alias Christ on here on the first single that they released, What's My Drug. That was a dope track. I fuck with DV Alias Christ. Always drops the ill hooks. You got Conway the Machine on here with Pharoah Monch on the same track. Song's called Be Afraid. Ill Bill, Conway, and Pharoah Monch. Come on. That's going to be dope. That's like one of the most anticipated tracks just based off the features alone. The Machine and Pharoah Monch, come on. You got Tech Nine on the album. Anybody remember when Ill Bill was supposed to sign to Strange Music back in like 2008? He was supposed to drop the Hour of Reprisal on Strange Music. Strange Music was even promoting it in the booklets of all their albums. You go back, look at the albums from like 2008. I want to say 2008, 2009, maybe even 2007, somewhere around there. They was promoting Ill Bill, the Hour of Reprisal, to drop on Strange Music. The deal never went through, and he ended up dropping it through Fat Beats, which is where he drops all his albums since, through Fat Beats. But he got all that promotion from Strange Music for the Hour of Reprisal and never even dropped it through the label. Fucking played that shit ill. Only, Ill Bill. He played that shit. Ill Bill. Right Hook is on the album. He's another dude that drops dope hooks. Slane has him on albums. He's been featured on La Coca Nostra albums. He's got Gore-Tex, now known as Lord Goat, on here. Recognize Ali. J. Royale's on the album. Cool G Rap is on here. His La Coca Nostra brethren. Slane is on here. Crime Apple is on the album. Gorilla Nems is on here. That Gorilla Twins project that dropped earlier this year was fucking fire. Tony Yayo is on here too, with Vinny Paz and Nems. Tony Yayo is like the most random feature on this album. I don't even know if I would ever even expect Ill Bill to do a track with Tony Yayo. I don't know where the fuck that feature came from. I don't know if dude's going to be dropping a hook or if he's going to be doing ill Tony Yayo ad-libs like he used to do on the, the G-Unit mixtapes and shit like that. But I fuck with Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo gets a lot of flack. I didn't like his album that much, but I fuck with Mixtape Yayo for sure. But just a random feature. And then he's got another single that they had dropped earlier, Watch the City Burn, with Gore-Tex and Sabak Red. The non-fiction song will be on La Bella Medusa, the new album from Ill Bill, dropping October 30th. October 30th is going to be a busy day for new music. And I don't doubt that this whole fourth quarter is going to be busy as fuck. People are climbing out of this quarantine shit and starting to drop music. Usually fourth quarter is kind of slow for new music, but I think 2020 it's going to turn up and we're going to get a lot of new music. Ill Bill setting it off October 30th with his new album, La Bella Medusa. Fire features. I'm loving all these features that are, scheduled to appear on this album. I love Ill Bill. Super dope. Let's get into some Lord Goat, formerly known as Gore-Tex. We've talked about it before. He's going to be dropping a new project with Stu Bangers. Ill Bill dropped one last year, Cannibal Hulk, with Stu Bangers. Stu Bangers is one of the illest producers in the underground. He did a project with Esoteric of Czarface and 7L and Esoteric. He's got a project with Apathy coming. He did some shit with Blackistan. The Watson and Holmes 3 dropped earlier this year, one of my favorite projects. No release date for this project with Gore-Tex, but they did drop the artwork, as you can see here. And they also dropped the track list. It looks like it's going to be a short EP, which is fine, kind of in the same vein as Cannibal Hulk was. So I'm not mad at the short track list. Features from Vinnie Paz, Ill Bill, Gorilla Nems, he's making a feature on here. Spit Gems is going to be on here. Apathy and Recognize Ali. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 songs in total. Lord Goat and Stu Bangers. I'm looking forward to this. It's been a minute since Gore-Tex dropped some new solo shit. So I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got, in 2020. And I would just love to see a nonfiction reunion. Talked about it before. They're back together. They're finally, they did that song on Ill Bill's new project, Watch the City Burn. It's been damn near 20 years since The Future Is Now dropped. So I'd like to see new nonfiction happen, but definitely hype for this new Ill Bill. It's been a few years since he dropped Septagram, which is his last official solo album. And then Gore-Tex, I don't even know when the last time he dropped a solo album. I think his last solo album was Electric Lucifer, and that came out, 5-6 years ago? He did drop Coffin Syrup earlier this year, but that was more of like a compilation of features that he had done. So I'm looking forward to that. Ill Bill, one of my favorites in the underground. Repeat myself like a motherfucker. But I don't even give a fuck. I'm a broken record. I support who I support. I love who I love, and I can't help it. But let's get into some Magic Ninja news. Last week, we got the pre-orders and the first single from Ala Zulilou off their album Mausoleum, dropping October 16th. While Magic Ninja dropped a graphic, it was a little video promoting singles that they got coming. And this was one of them right here. The brand new single from Ala Zulilou off Mausoleum, dropping this Friday. LIFE, Life, also known Let It Fucking End. You got holding doing this on the fucking cover, gun to the noggin on the TV. Second single off Mausoleum dropping this Friday from Ala Zulilou. I'm hyped. Even though I'm not going to listen to it, it's just becoming more real that this new Zul shit is dropping, and I'm pumped for it. Got my pre-order in already. But even if I don't get it on release date, I don't give a fuck. Apple Music, here I come. I'm streaming like a motherfucker. But new Zul, Life, Let It Fucking End, dropping this Friday. Dope. Hyped for new Zul. And then we got brand new Twiztid. If you don't pay attention to Monoxide's live streams, then you'd have no idea that this was going to be a rock single. It wasn't promoted as such. Not that I saw anyway. Other than what Monoxide, when he goes on his live. And he said that this was the first single off the rock album dropping in 2021. So we're still a few months away from 2021. And we're getting the first single from the album. Probably going to be a fourth quarter release. They're saying we're getting 2 projects before 2020 is over. Because they did promise us 3. Remember that? 3. We were supposed to get the rock project this year. But I think instead we're getting that Halloween project. And then the rap album from Twiztid. But the new single, Rose Petal, is out on all DSPs now. Spotify. All that. And for a rock single, fuck a rock single, just for a Twiztid song in general, is good. It's a good fucking song. I was ready to hate. I was ready to hate on it. I really was. How can you be ready to hate? You're just a fucking hater. You're blah, blah, blah. Give the fucking song a chance. Well, listen here, folks. Generation Nightmare wasn't that good of an album, in my personal opinion. I know it did get a lot of love, but that rock sound just wasn't really hitting for me. Granted, it was their best sounding rock shit, and they're following up that best sounding rock shit with some more really good sounding rock stuff. But this song is good. The hook kind of threw me off the first time I heard it. I listened to the song once, but I made sure I paid attention real close when I listened to the fucking song, because I thought I was gonna fucking hate it, to be honest. So I wanted to get that. Anyway, shit is dope. The hook kind of, it didn't seem like it fit at first when the first time it played through, but when after that second verse and the hook came back in, I was like, yep, this is it. They're going with that radio rock sound kind of. I don't want to compare it to Magic Spells. It doesn't really sound like Magic Spells to me, but it does have that radio rock sound. And that's probably the sound that they're going for. Why not? Fuck it. Generation Nightmare was probably their best charting album ever. That shit stayed on the Billboard charts for weeks. Might not mean shit to you, but it means shit to them, because that means that album was selling consistently. First week sales are a big thing, because after that, unless you have strong songs on the radio or whatever, playlists supporting your shit, Spotify playlists are a big thing now instead of radio. So if you don't have those songs being pushed, those record sales are going to die off fast. I can't hate the player, right? I'm not a player hater. They're playing the fucking game as they should. And the song sounds good. If you don't like it, I understand. If you haven't heard it, I suggest you go listen to it. I think it's dope. I like rock Twiztid. They've been doing rock shit since Freak Show. People say that we talked about this a long ass time ago. Twiztid's trying to sell out, play to the rock crowd. They've been doing rock shit since Freak Show. Shit, Most Tasteless, the reissue. Rock the Dead had guitars on that bitch. But peep this new single from Rose Petals if you haven't, because in my opinion, the shit's fucking dope. Some of their best rock sounding shit that they've ever put out, in my personal opinion. And let's get into the big M&E news for this week. Blaze Your Dad Homie dropped his brand new single. He dropped pre-orders. His new album is coming next month. We got Zool last week, Blaze this week. I'm going to break that down in a minute. But I'm going to break Blaze down first. Let's break down the single, I'm a G. I've been saying I'm only going to listen to these songs once. Well, this is a short-ass fucking song. It's barely 2 minutes long. It's the first song on the album. I wouldn't compare it to real G shit, but in lengthwise, I'd compare it to real G shit because it's really short. But it's short and to the fucking point. This song is dope. I hope this song isn't misleading like they call that Gangsta was for the Casket Factory. I've been wanting Blaze to drop some gangsta shit, like a lot of gangsta shit, like he did back in the day, self-titled. One Less G in the Hood. Clockwork Gray has some ill gangsta shit on there, as did, what was the third? Colton Grundy. So I'm hoping this isn't misleading. But this fucking beat is dope. I think Godsynth did the beat for it. Godsynth did a lot of production. I saw him posting on Twitter for the new Blaze album. So that's dope. I fuck with it. I think Godsynth can bring that gangsta shit. And I'm hoping that this is a sign of what the new Blaze album is going to be. I bumped this song, I think, 3 times. Once in the whip, and then twice in the crib, watching the music video with the soundbar and shit. Dope ass track. Banging. If you love that gangsta shit from Blaze, this is the shit for you right here. I'm a G. out on all streaming platforms now. And then his new album, Cadaver, dropping October 30th. And this is the cover art drawn by Mr. Eight Legs. Mr. Eight Legs always comes correct with the artwork. We got Blaze popping up out of the mausoleum wall. Not mausoleum, maybe mausoleum or the morgue's wall right here. The fucking dead man. The classic dead man look right here, too. The clock around the neck, white face, blood coming down, beanie on the fucking dome piece. I'm really hoping that this is a sign for some gangster shit from Blaze. In the music video, he was rocking that white face paint, not that Casket Factory look. It was actually a cool look, the Casket Factory look. But I like just the all white face, black lips, blood on the face. That one less G in the hood look. Yeah, that's my favorite look from Blaze. So it'd be dope to see him go back to that, but that's the cover right there. Very fucking dope from Mr. Eight Legs. And then, of course, it wouldn't be, without the announcement of an album, without pre-order bundles out the ass. We got a flag. We got a styrofoam tombstone. Blaze, R.I.P., your dead homie. We got cassettes, CDs, a jersey with the Raiders logo. We got an embroidered jacket with the Raiders logo. I kind of wish that they used the old school Raiders logo, the old school Blaze Raiders logo, rather. That was dope. This is still a good look, though. That embroidered jacket is fucking fresh. If anybody wants to buy me that shit, because I ain't got money for it, by all means, I'll gladly accept your gift, because that's a fresh-ass jacket. All pre-order bundles will receive an autographed flat. So if you get any one of the bundles, you'll get an autographed flat, personalized. You just tell them what you want them to, Blaze to personalize on the flat. And then we got these cassettes. Magic Ninja hopping on this 1 in 3 train, kind of like what Ouija Macc did. Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J. 1 in every 3 orders of these cassettes gets a limited edition red tape variant with a different cover. It's a red shell case instead of a blue shell case for the cassette itself. So 1 in 3 get the red tape. It's limited to 50. So there's only 50 of the red tapes in existence. I thought about ordering the cassette, but if I didn't get the variant, it would bug me too much to not have the variant and then to have the CD and then one of the cassettes. And I'm not a huge cassette collector. I collect like really essentials when it comes to my cassette collection. But it looks dope. I like the variant artwork. I kind of wish that they used that variant artwork for the original cover. You got Blaze with his rib cage all ripped open, guts falling out and shit. Shit's dope. I don't know if this will be released nationwide. I don't know if they're really pushing albums nationwide like that anymore. Besides Twiztid. I don't think they really need to at this point. Mostly everything's digital. And the physical shit, to be honest, and as much as it pains me as a fucking collector, they're really just doing physical as a fucking favor to people like me. I could sit here and bitch and complain all day about, the fucking limited edition red cassette and variant cover, blah, blah, blah. They're just doing it as a fucking favor. A lot of people ain't even doing physical these days. So, I don't know where I was going with that, but the 1 in 3 cassette. And then we got the track list. Of course, when you go to any one of the bundle pages or the CD itself, it gives you the track list. So we got 16 songs on here, 3 skits. So 3 songs, that brings it down to 13 songs automatically. I dig it. I don't give a fuck. I dig the short albums, me personally. And who's to say it's short? Each song could be 5-6 minutes long. But I dig the shorter track list, is what I should say. We got I'm a G as the very first track, and then it goes into a skit. I don't like albums when they start out with a song and then go into a skit right away, but have to see how it plays out. Can't really judge it yet. It's just a fucking track list, but song then skit, whatever. Features on here from Monoxide, Jelly Roll, ABK, Young Wicked, Lex the Hexmaster, and Boondocks. I see a lot of people saying, no Jamie Madrox? No Jamie Madrox on the new Blaze? What the fuck? And I'm thinking the same thing. Jamie Madrox usually pens all of Blaze's shit. But Monoxide said on one of his streams in the last couple weeks, Madrox only wrote 2 songs for this new album from Blaze Your Dead Homie. So Madrox wrote 2. I'm curious to hear what 2 songs Madrox wrote on here. And then Blaze wrote the rest. The feature with Jelly Roll, they say, has already been previously released. It was on the Casket or the Graveyard Greats compilation Magic Ninja put out last year, I believe. And it's up on all digital now. So that was a single that was already previously released. And then we got I'm a G. So those are the only 2 songs that we've heard so far. But then we got, in that same graphic we talked about with A La Zulilu, we got the second single dropping from Blaze Your Dead Homie, not this Friday, but next Friday, October 9th. He's dropping the second single, I'm Dead, off Cadaver. And that would be the 11th song on the album. Blaze Your Dead Homie is fucking back. It's been too goddamn long since this dude dropped Casket Factory. Right? This dude is consistently inconsistent when it comes to releasing albums. Even when he was on Psychopathic. The only time he dropped an album one after another was when he did the EP, and then he dropped One Less G in the Hood a year later. But this dude always takes 3-4 years for an album. And Casket Factory came out 4 years ago, 2016. Yeah, he did EPs, and he did the Triple Threat project. He did another drive-by project with ABK. And he's been staying busy. We've heard Blaze. He did the Riders project as well. He was on every song on that album as well. But as a solo artist, dude is consistently inconsistent. All good, I guess. Because usually when Blaze drops, it's usually good. Casket Factory was okay to me. Gang Rags, I really liked the original version of Gang Rags. The one that was the first tour edition. I like that version of Gang Rags the best. Out of all 3 or 4 that dropped, however fucking many there were. But yeah, we got brand new Blaze. Those pre-orders are up now. And last week they dropped the pre-orders for A La Zulilu. Like I said, 2020 Q4 is going to be fucking lit. But why are we dropping these pre-orders for 2 big artists on your label within a week of each other? And the Zooligans love spending money too. A lot of motherfuckers bought those masks, the jerseys, all that stuff. And then you got the new drop of Blaze with the jacket and the jersey as well. I felt like you should have let it... You could have given it a rest for a couple weeks, right? Let that A La Zulilu pre-order sit and stew and build those numbers up. Build those numbers up for those boys, right? And then drop Blaze. If he's dropping in 2020 anyway, just postpone it a couple weeks. And that's how I'm seeing it. As a consumer, I pre-ordered the Blaze CD, no fucking doubt. I love Blaze. Some of my favorite shit. One Less G, Clockwork Gray. I fucking love Clockwork Gray. I can make an argument that's his best album, no doubt. But let that shit simmer. And then supposedly we got this Halloween release coming, right? Dropping soon. I think it's from Twiztid. Could be the whole label. I don't know. It's kind of weird how Monoxide was explaining it on his live stream. But regardless, you got that Halloween album coming. You got another Twiztid album dropping in 2020. Boondocks, the Crimson Crow, that's supposed to be dropping this fall as well, isn't it? So are we going to get pre-orders for Boondocks this Friday? Or the Halloween album? Are we going to go 3 for 3 back-to-back weeks with pre-orders? Just have to wait and see, but I just wish it was better spaced out. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be a lot at once, folks. It ain't just going to be from Magic Ninjas. They're going to be the whole fucking music industry is going to be slapping you in the fucking face with a shitload of music this fourth quarter. I'm telling you. Killing it. Because this whole quarantine shit, people ain't fucking quarantining no more. I am, but I know a lot of people ain't. Let's get into a few more new releases before we bounce the fuck up out of here. We got a brand new song from Magic Deuce. Magic Deuce dropped his brand new single called Feeling Myself this past Friday. I've been following Magic Deuce since the Irish Killer album that he put out. I want to say in 05, 06, maybe even 04. Which was a dope ass album. He dropped that. And then he had One Ireland. He dropped that album. And he hasn't dropped an album since. Been a while. But this dude's like underground shit. But he's dope. If you've never heard of Magic Deuce, go peep him out. It's up on all streaming services now. Shout out to Magic Deuce. It's a fire single. Excuse me. And then we got a brand new album announcement dropping October 30th. October 30th is going to be a busy day. Blaze is dropping October 30th. Ill Bill's dropping October 30th. And now we got Atmosphere with their new album, The Day Before Halloween, dropping the day before Halloween, October 30th. Atmosphere, they just dropped their joint project with Murs, last month or the month before? Felt 4, and which is a fucking great album. If you haven't heard Felt 4, it's Slug and Murs, produced by Ant, and they killed it. It was a really solid project. Although I haven't been a big fan of much Atmosphere shit in the last handful of years. I really like a lot of their earlier shit. The Lucy Ford EPs. God Loves Ugly. Overcast. When Life Gives You Lemons, Paint That Shit Gold. I know that's not a super early album, but I love that album. And although I haven't been the hugest fan of their newest works, I'll still peep it. I always give Atmosphere that at least one spin just to see what they're up to. Because I think I think Slug is a mad underrated MC, in my opinion. Great storyteller. Probably one of the best in hip-hop to ever do it. He's got to be on that list somewhere. And then Ant, criminally underrated as a producer. Dude uses a lot of live instrumentation, or at least that's what it sounds like. Dude is a monster on those beats. So Atmosphere, new album, The Day Before Halloween, drops the day before Halloween, October 30th. And then we got R.A. the Rugged Man. He took to Twitter just a couple days ago talking about All My Heroes Are Dead, which is his new album. All My Heroes Are Dead will most likely be my final album. I cut out the rest of the tweet, but the rest of the tweet said, go stream it if you ain't streamed it. People are speculating that he just posted this just so people would go stream his newest album. Regardless if that's the case or not, he's saying this will most likely be his final album. This dude ain't dropping no more albums. Although not the biggest fan of R.A. the Rugged Man, I acknowledge his fucking talent. I just never could sit down and sit through an R.A. the Rugged Man album. He's more of a, he's one of those feature rappers for me. Always has been. Kills those features. So he's hinting at a semi-retirement. And he's not saying he's done rapping, but he's done putting out albums after All My Heroes Are Dead. So if you're a fan of R.A., go stream that shit. Get those numbers up for him. Maybe he'll make another album for you if he sees the love for those albums and those numbers get up. And then let's get into one of the most consistent artists of 2020. Dude hasn't dropped an album, but he's dropped an album's worth of material in 2020. Jarren Benton, he dropped his brand new single Black Rob this past Friday. Every week when new music drops, I just become accustomed to searching for Jarren Benton's name just to see if something pops up, because he don't promote a new single is coming. He just drops it. So I stay searching for the new Jarren Benton shit Friday mornings when I wake up. And this Black Rob single is fire. Consistent. Consistency is key, folks. And this dude is one of the most consistent artists of 2020. Granted, he's dropped only singles and no albums. This dude's fucking killing it. And this song is dope. No idea who produced it again, as I don't know who produced most of his shit, unless he shouts it out. And most of the time, he doesn't. But this is a fire track, and if you ain't heard it, go peep it. I'm going to put together a Jarren Benton playlist for 2020. Actually, I already have one. And I'm just going to throw this song on there. If you haven't done that, just go take all his songs he's dropped 2020, put it in a playlist, and it's a dope listen. Dude is killing it. And I fuck with Jarren Benton, man. He deserves more credit and more shine than he gets. It's just unfortunate, that whole Funk Volume thing didn't work out. I would have liked to see Strange Music or somebody pick him up. Shit, even Magic Ninja. Somebody, a bigger independent. But is what it is. Dude's grinding, putting out quality music though. Fuck it, do it independent anyway. That's really the way to go. Independent. On your own. And then we got a brand new album from Action Bronson. I'm not too familiar with Action Bronson's music. He's another one of those feature rappers for me, but I've never actually sat down and listened to an Action Bronson album. And I haven't heard this one yet, but I'm going to go peep it. This is his new album, Only for Dolphins. He did the cover art for it. It's out now. And I fuck with Action Bronson. I love his show, Fuck That's Delicious, up on Vice. Hilarious. I binged that shit a few months back, when we were balls deep into that quarantine. I binged that Fuck That's Delicious show. Hilarious. And I like his features. Every time I've heard him feature on a track, it's usually been dope. So I'll peep this album at some point, but his new album, Only for Dolphins, is out now. And that's going to fucking wrap it up this week. I said I didn't know if I was going to go another hour this week, and here we are, 54 minutes later. Another hour-long podcast. Is this the new format? Are you digging the hour-long podcast? Are you still here? 54 minutes in? If you're still here, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, or some, and let me know that you're still listening at the very end of this fucking show. I've gotten compliments, people saying they dig the longer format. It hurts my throat, but if you like it, if I can do it, as long as there's enough shit to talk about, I'll do it. Much love. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Rowan Bone of the Beneath the Dirt podcast, and until next time, I'm out. Peace.